Coming up on today's Race Room,
we've got news from the fantastic WRC event from Germany.
We've got Vettel's new look.
We've got tweets from Greenpeace.
And a whole lot more. Let's get on with the show.
Welcome to the Race Room. We start with Formula One news. Potentially the worst Belgian Grand Prix ever last weekend, with very little in the terms of actual racing. Vettel managed to get past Lewis Hamilton in the first lap and led throughout the race. There was one major accident, and you can trust Pastor Maldonado to provide some entertainment. He managed to crash into both Force Indians, knocking Paul di Resta out of the race. Another sad story was that Kimi Räikkönen ended his 38 race streak when his left front brake destroyed itself thanks to a visor strip. So it was Sebastian Vettel who took his 5th win of the year and nearly leads the championship by 50 points.
And Mark Webber let the cat out of the bag at the weekend. He has announced, well, sort of, that it will be Daniel Ricciardo who will be replacing him at Red Bull for 2014. He didn't actually say it was Daniel Ricciardo, but he did say that whoever was going to be driving, it would be a good thing for Australia. So it doesn't take a genius to work out that it will be Daniel Ricciardo at Red Bull next year.
In the Czech Republic, we had the MotoGP, which had Carl Crutchlow on the pole position. Sadly, though, mid-race, he crashed out. Jorge Lorenzo, Dani Pedrosa and Marc Marquez were fighting for victory, locked within half a second of each other until lap 8, when Marc Marquez put himself at the head of the field and grabbed his 5th victory of the year. He still leads the championship in his rookie season.
It's only taken him 10 years, but Dani Sordo won his first rally at the weekend at Rally Deutschland for Citroën. There was a lot of action over the weekend, a lot of crashes. We had Evgeny Novikov going off twice. We had championship leader Sébastien Ogier crashing out on the second leg. He had a suspension problem, and that meant he didn't win the championship this weekend. We were all thinking he could actually win it if the mathematics added up. Thierry Neuville had another strong rally, but it was in the last stage of the rally that he spun out, and that cost him the victory and allowed Dani Sordo to take the lead. So it means that Sébastien Ogier could still win in Australia, and that's where Dani Sordo won't be competing because Chris Meek will be filling in for him. But as Danny told me in Finland, he doesn't like gravel anyway.
There was also racing at Sonoma for the IndyCar series, and it should have been a dominant victory for Scott Dixon. However, he crashed into Will Power's pit crew. After his second stop, he knocked 3 of the pit crew over and he got a penalty for it. Had to do a drive-through penalty and weirdly gave the lead of the rally to Will Power. He then dominated the rest of the event and took his first victory of the year. He was the 10th winner of the IndyCar series in 14 races, but Castroneves still leads by some 30 points.
And finally, it all got very exciting in the V8 Supercars. It was Nissan who took their first victory in 21 years, ending that dominance by Ford and Holden. It was James Moffat who took the victory, and his teammate Michael Caruso took second, so it was a 1-2 for the Melbourne-based team. And that's your news.
Oh, Sebastian, you're such an amazing driver. I really want to be like you. How can I be more like you? Maybe I'll change my hair.
If there's anyone more unqualified to turn Ben blonde, it's me. All right, let's go. Okay. Oh, look at these. Sensational. Okay, on they go. Carefully squeeze the entire contents, or you're gonna go so blonde. Squeeze the entire contents into the application bottle. Screw the application tip back onto the bottle as firmly as possible. Shake vigorously. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Thank you. Stop it now.
Much better.
Always gets the same results though. Ready? Promise you're ready?
Yeah.
Promise you won't be cross if this goes wrong. Oh, I say. What do I do? Do I do?
Rub it in.
Spin it around a little bit.
Oh, it's gonna be so lovely. Must make sure that bit gets lots of blondness. Okay. Ben, I think you're done.
I'm not done, am I?
Well, I mean, it's sort of ready. Get you some magazines.
Absolutely. Let's see. How long am I going to stay here for?
Put your head this way a bit. Just make sure it's all nicely. That looks great. Oh my God, I'm going to laugh so much. Time to wash it off. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Okay, so put your head right back. Okay, hang on. Yeah, it's very similar to what it was before, actually. Is that cold? There you go. Swirl you up. Okay. And you're ready. Are you ready?
It's like children and me.
Yeah. Okay, you're done. Sebastian Vettel. Reveal yourself.
Can I see?
Give it a bit of a...
Show me.
Okay. Are you really ready?
Yes, I'm really ready.
Okay.
Whoa.
At Aussie Grit. Okay. Just once at Jensen Button. That's okay, huh?
Ooh, Aussie Grit, Mark Webber checking Jessica Michibata, Jensen's girlfriend, out.
And apologising to Jensen for it as well. Just one look per session.
Per cheek. Next week.
At Red Bull Spy. Pirelli truck never dreamt he'd find a soulmate to share his love of black rubber, but in F1, anything is possible.
Oh, this is so sweet. I kept on seeing these trucks parked opposite each other in the paddock. Looks like they're coming
staring,
together.
they're gazing into each other's eyes. They've found love finally.
They're in love.
Oh, you would in the sparkle. Just like lovely over there.
So romantic. Next week.
At Voice of Rally. Dramatic skies over the German stages this morning.
This is from my lovely friend Colin at Rally, and obviously we weren't there this weekend, but this is what it looked like. Look at that brooding storm.
And we weren't far away.
We weren't far away, we probably could have got there, but look at that, lovely vineyards, a brooding storm.
And just after that, it did absolutely chuck it down.
Yes, in Spa as well.
Yeah.
Next week.
At TJ Mac 1997. Pastor Maldonado pictured in family car.
This is a very good one. I love this.
Pastor Maldonado is very good at crashing. And actually, maybe that should be his livery from now on his helmet. That'd
Yeah,
be
really good
amazing.
idea. Maybe we should tweet him, competition. Let's do that.
Sophie, make it happen. Next tweet.
At A. Lewis F1. Greenpeace, closer to the podium than McLaren.
Yeah, we haven't mentioned this. This was a big story on Sunday, although Bernie obviously was trying to limit its...
Oh, I thought you were
visibility.
mentioning the fact that McLaren had
No, but I think we need to
again.
explain what's going on here, because it's not every day you have someone hanging from the rafters at a Grand Prix.
Greenpeace basically came to protest at the circuit. The organisers managed to do a very good job of not showing you on the TV pictures, but there was a lot going on that if you were at the circuit you would have seen, and this is a protester going onto the podium. That's the podium there, and she's going down onto it whilst it's happening. Amazing.
Very sarcastic, of course, McLaren. No podium this year, and I don't think for the rest of the year either. Next week.
At Lorenzo 99. Do not regret. Do not feel disappointed. Just ask yourself, what do I have to do to be better?
Now, this is very
Heartfelt, isn't it?
heartfelt
We're
and
ending on a
emotional.
sour note.
Sad and depressing note. Well, Jorge Lorenzo, I suppose if that's what he says, we should follow.
We should all stick by this. Just improve, constantly improve yourself and do better. And that's the message from Tweet of the Week.
It wouldn't be Race Room without Moaning Martha. She's back this week and she's talking domination. Don't get that wrong with dominatrix. Well, there was so much motorsport going on this weekend, I didn't know what to do with myself. I was so excited to see the world's finest drivers and riders battling it out for the first place, for championship points and the world title. Well, instead, what I got was almost a procession in F1. Sebastian Vettel led from nearly start to finish in his Red Bull. That means he's now flying ahead of Fernando Alonso. He's nearly 2 race wins ahead. He's after his 4th World Championship. Well, I say this is F1, not Connect 4. Rally's another one that's being dominated by one driver. For the last 9 years, it's been Sebastian Loeb. Now he's gone, it's another Sebastian, Ogier. Well, okay, he didn't win Rally Deutschland this weekend, but he did win the power stage, giving him 3 extra points to put towards that 75-point lead he has over Thierry Neuville. And MotoGP is just the same. Well, Marc Marquez is only just out of nappies, and he's already showing the big boys who's boss. He's been on the podium 10 times this season. Well, I've got a plan. because it looks like these 3 championships are already decided and it's only August. So what I've decided is that as soon as a driver or a rider wins 5 races in a championship, they should start from the back of the grid at the next race. So right now, Sebastian Vettel and Marc Marquez should be bracing themselves to power through the field at Silverstone and Monza. So I'm off to post my letter to Bernie, and I think he'll like my idea, don't you?
To the map for next week.
Where are we off to?
Well, firstly, as we are based in the UK, let's look at what's happening in the UK. 3 things.
It's an exciting weekend.
MotoGP, their 3rd weekend in a row, is at Silverstone. Donington has the Supercars series, and the World Karting Championships are in Grantham Pier International.
I'm obliterating England with these. There's no space left.
Now you're going to put 3 on there, are you?
I'm going to, yeah.
Okay. Also, a mega weekend in France. I think it's the 6th round of the European Rallycross Championship. Sebastian Loeb is racing in his home country in Rallycross against Solberg, against Meek. It's going to be amazing, and that
getting
is in
ready,
Noack.
Getting ready for WRC, which will be there beginning of October, and we'll be there as well.
And then we also, a bit further field, we have the IndyCars after Sonoma. They've gone across the whole of the United States to Baltimore.
Just north of Washington, DC. There we go.
And finally, last but certainly not least, the 6 hours of Brazil in Sao Paulo, Audi versus Toyota. After a very long break since Le Mans, they're back underway. So plenty of motorsport action for you.
There's a lot going on this weekend. I'm going to be at the MotoGP up at Silverstone, so come and say hello if you're going to be there. But of course, keep an eye on the channel and subscribe.
See you next week.
It's free. We have a McLaren supporter here. Did you fall asleep during the race?
Just a little bit.